have with us our admin, Professor Das. Let us move to him for his words and questions.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Rao, and very much grateful to Dr. Rina Madam.
Sir, your voice is a bit low.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, I really appreciate the talk of Dr. Rina Madam. It was very interesting, and I came to know many new things from the philosophy of Rumi and the questions that was raised by Professor Ghosh and others. They are also very well addressed by the speaker. When we are talking about rationality, we have to understand what is the real meaning of rationality, the application of rationality. Many philosophers have proved in their philosophy that to be rational means to know the limit of rationality. If we do not know the limit of reason, the
Yeah.
limit of our
Yes.
rational understanding, that is not rationality. Rationality, I am rational means I should know the boundary of rationality. Otherwise, it will be dogma. And by this dogma, Descartes, Spinoza, Leibniz, Locke, Berkeley, Hume, all are no, all are all they are failures. Therefore, it is Immanuel Kant who said, who paved the path of transcendentalism, and he says that there is a limit to our reason, there is a limit to our rationality. So that opens the path to faith. Number one. Number two, philosophy does not begin with rationality. Philosophy begins with faith. First, we speculate something. First, we believe in something. Then we try to explain it by giving some suitable, available reasons. Suitable in the sense that should suit to our religion, that should suit, otherwise that will not be accepted by the Pope, that the Christian tradition is there. They will not permit to you that you will speak about God. So many religion influences are there. But that is not philosophy. Philosophy begins with faith in the sense, philosophy begins from the zero mind. As Locke said, mind is a tabula rasa. Mind is an empty chamber. Here we in Indian tradition we say we have a zero mind, sunyata. There is nothing. Nirvikalpa. It is nirvikalpa. Then we see something and we interpret something, then we analyze that and we call it is philosophy. That we are doing philosophy. A true philosopher does not know that he is a philosopher, that he is doing philosophy. He simply speaks something, then after him we say that this was the philosophy of Plato, or this was the philosophy of Aristotle, or this was the philosophy of Immanuel Kant. Immanuel Kant, when he speaks something, he speaks something. He does not know that he is doing some philosophy. So philosophy begins with how it is relevant in Indian philosophy. In Indian philosophy, in Jaina system, there is called Samyak Darshan. What is that Samyak Darshan? Right faith. There we do not speak about blind faith. There we speak about right faith, and that is the ground of other two, right Charitma, Samyak Charitra and Samyak Jnana. That means right knowledge and right action are possible if and only if there is right faith. If your faith is biased, if your belief system is biased, then you cannot escape from dogmatism. So right faith Samyak Darshana, that faith is Darshana, that faith is philosophy in Indian culture. Samyak Darshana, that means right faith. You have the right faith. For, why Adhyasa is there? Why do we mistake a rope as a snake? Because the faith is lost. We wrongly believe that it is a snake because of Adhyasa, because of superimposition of our false knowledge due to memory. So if faith is very clear, then we can start philosophy. Then we will enter into the domain of analysis, criticism, then conclusion, then rethinking, reanalyzing. Then many schools will come, many philosophers will come, the debate will go on. But every philosopher, for example, Descartes first imagined that yes, if I shall start rationalism, then I shall start from the question what cannot be doubted. From that faith, he started his philosophy and he reached at a climax. Then many philosophers came and the philosophy went in a direction. So, faith is very much necessary for philosophy. It is the starting point. It is the progenitor of a philosophical quest, philosophical questions. In the period of Upanishads or in the period of Socrates, suppose we shall go to the very past days, what they are doing? They are asking the very fundamental questions. And those questions were not come from their intellectual ability. Very innocently, very frankly, they were questioning, who am I? Mu kiye? Who am I? Who am I is not an intellectual question. It is a question of experience. That I find myself with different upadhis, with different names and forms. Actually, am I that form? Who am I? This is a faith that yes, there is something beyond my appearance, beyond that as I appear. Rumi beautifully says, one of the very beautiful quote of Rumi, that you appear what you are, or you be what you appear. That means we are all hypocrites. We appear like something else, but our character is something else. Rumi does not mean that. So Rumi's philosophy is equal to Advaitavada. He says that our inward insight is not different from the entire state of wisdom. That means come to our inner experience, and we should love, and that from that love the philosophy will grow. That is called love of wisdom by Socrates. Here we are not contesting with knowledge and information. When we are saying philosophy is mere analysis, there we give importance to knowledge, not wisdom, but philosophy is love of wisdom. What is that wisdom? That is the, as Dr. Rao said, that is the transcending attitude, transcendence of the dialectics. If this and the opposing fact are there, then we should have a third mind to assess that transcendentality. That Kant said, that Advaita Vedanta said in Indian context. So we have neti, 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 not this, not this, not this, not this. Then what actually it is, I can't describe. So that is mysticism. Mysticism means the failure of rationality. When the rationality fails, then we have another rationality to address the rationality. Otherwise, it will be a halfway journey. I don't know, therefore there is nothing. Agnosticism. Western philosophy ends with agnosticism. I failed to know, therefore there is nothing. No, I failed to know because of my limitations. Therefore, Rumi is saying that you don't seek anything. You don't seek love. You don't seek love. Rather, you remove the barriers that obstructs the flow of love. Similarly, you don't seek knowledge. You just remove the obstacles which promote your ignorance. Very beautiful things. That is also in Indian country tradition. You remove your chittavrittis. You rectify your antahkarana so that you should have a very intellectual enlightenment or spiritual enlightenment. So Rumi is saying that that is spiritual enlightenment. And as Dr. Ghosh said, that there is no bhakti element in Rumi's philosophy. I just went through the Google and I asked Google, and very nicely it is written there that the fundamental concept of Rumi's philosophy is bhakti, and that bhakti is love, and that love is divine love. That love is not an ordinary love that a husband loves wife. The Bhakta loves Lord Jagannath or Lord Rama. This is not. He means by love, it is a love without rituals. It is love without social frameworks. That love, divine love. That love which is outside me is also inside me. Exactly in Upanishad it is said that the same Atma is in me, and that is manifested in everything. Isavasyam idam sarvam. Okay. So, what were the confusions? Confusion was that philosophy cannot be cannot deal with emotions. Philosophy cannot deal with love. Philosophy be only intellectual, rational. Actually, it is not that, because from the human standpoint, it cannot be accepted, because if it would be so, then philosophy will only be knowledge oriented. But beyond knowledge, we have other two aspects, that is cognitive and affective. That is that we should live. That living aspect is love, and we should act. That is action. So jnana, karma, and bhakti. These three are necessary for having a complete personality. If we take philosophy as analysis, then simply we restrict philosophy in the domain of jnana or knowledge. Jnana means the ordinary jnana, that is analytical knowledge. That is also not the real knowledge, wisdom. But philosophy covers everything. Philosophy is the philosophy of a man. Philosophy helps man to have a complete personality. That is the point. And that complete personality is groomed with three disciplines. One is cognitive, connotative, cognitive, and affective. That means willing, feeling, and knowing. If one of these is lacking, then we are abnormal. We are not even a normal man. We are abnormal. So these three should be synthesized, and Bhagavad Gita has synthesized these three very beautifully. And somehow or other, I found that spark in Rumi's philosophy through Rina Madam. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Amita Valmiki, Madam, please tell something, one or two lines.
Sir,
Thank you, Doctor.
absolutely true. Because when you said knowing, feeling, and uh, 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 knowing, feeling, and uh,
Feeling.
so feeling, knowing, feeling, and
Willing,
willing,
willing.
willing. So this is coming together in, of course, Bhagavad Gita, but even R.D. Ranade, Gurudev Ranade also in mysticism in Hindi literature speaks about the same thing, same thing. These three very important. Excuse me. And Kant also says this. So I find that when all these three comes together, then it's philosophy, no? And therefore I think people like me who survive so long and live so long is only because of philosophy. Otherwise, long time back termination. It was terminal case completely. But just because of philosophy and because of mysticism and all these things together, knowing, feeling, and willing, that came together, that there was an insurgence of Ilan Vital, and then Vital Breath, and then go on. It's there, it's there. If not, it's not there. So, so beautifully narrated by these mystic saints, and therefore I read more about bhakti and about Sufis and about all the great masters, including great writers, and saw the artwork of different people, and including Goethe's Faust, for example, touched me very much. Even Mr. Eckhart from Germany. And these people revolutionized my thought process, that I was into very much that which can be proved, it has to be accepted. And uh, I was listening to Osho's video clip I was seeing, and he says belief is not the proof, because you don't say I believe in sun, you don't say I believe in moon, but you say I know there is sun, I know there is moon. In the same way, mystic saints went to that extent that I know there is divine love. And this love can be dispersed among people. And that is actually the Lokasangra concept, that how you are putting yourself for others, because there is only others whom you keep in mind. And this concept of Lokasangra is so much resonating among all the great bhakti and mystic saints of the world, and not just restricted to one religion. It is, it is a basic religious pillar. I mean, the foundation on which philosophy and mysticism or bhakti or Sufism survives. And that is why I really feel that everybody should know this, and therefore me and Rina are constantly, even among the students, we are constantly talking about these people. And in fact, nowadays, so it has almost become a trend that, Madam, can you guide us how to live life? I'm suffering this problem. And then we say, no, we are no guide. We are not professional counselors. But we believe in these master philosophers and mystic saints, that things come to us, that however bad these are, and that kind of resilience which you find in Rumi. Rina, really articulated very well. Congratulations, very much. And it was coming from the heart, the subject we love so much, so much.
Yes. In fact,
And
what has,
yeah, and what Dash sir said was absolutely right. I feel very true.
yes, even when you read the Rumi's philosophy that I was just
Yeah,
reading, then it comes that poems that yes, the Shankaracharya what also says that you are moving from Pratibhasika Satta, Vyavaharika Satta,
yeah,
then
yeah,
you are landing into the
yeah.
Paramarthika Satta. That is there. That is there. So this
Achha.
really people should read it. They should
Yeah,
try to interpret it, analyze it.
yeah,
We try to just mysticism means we try to criticize them. They are not a part of philosophy. That we have to come out of the box. That is required. I feel so, sir.
I want to add one thing. Amitaji will find it interesting that the distance between heart and brain is only 14 inches. So
absolutely.
we have to think from the heart or from the brain. That
Yeah,
is also an issue. And
yeah,
as you were talking about Osho initially was a philosopher. He
yeah,
was
yeah,
the he was
definitely. Philosophy teacher.
knowing he was the first best student of Professor Dayakrishna in Sagar University.
Yes, yes.
So his line of thinking will be definitely much more articulate than these saints and Sufi
Yeah,
saints.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Very clear, very clear.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. The discussion went on very fine. And one thing, just two lines. What Professor Valmiki was saying, that Rumi's philosophy can be compared with Jainism, or some light can be thrown
I
from
just
the
forgot.
Jaina side.
I just forgot.
And Professor Das pointed a beautiful thing, that right faith can serve as a basis for right knowledge and right conduct. This
Yes.
is one. And one more thing Dr. Das pointed out is the best exercise of reason lies in finding a limit to reason.
Yes,
Once we find a limit to reason, that
yes,
gives a path to faith.
yes, yes,
Once we find a limit to reason, that opens a path to faith. And both the ways we can bring in Rumi's philosophy, and that's how we can throw in more of light into Rumi's philosophy and make it understandable much in a much better way. Thank you for the effort, Dr. Pratkar, and you have really ignited all of us this evening, and it was interesting. It was interesting too. The debate went on very fine.